Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration that juice. It is April the 5th, 2023, and today the topic is what's your motivation? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. Mine was pretty much like low key and chill for the most part. Um, there's a lot of little things I was working on. Like I said, I had to prepare for today because y'all know it's a Wednesday and it is a Miracle Lab day. So Madam Miraculous is going to be doing the Miracle Lab at the church. And so I had to finalize, the idea for that. And so, yeah, I spent some time researching and looking into that yesterday and coming up with what the general plan and whatnot is going to be for today. And then what else did I do? I mean, I had some conversations as always. And yeah, I mean, I worked on a few tasks for myself as well as other people and whatnot yesterday and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. To God be the glory for the, unexpected blessings and whatnot that comes through. You know, I guess what you would consider to be freelance work and whatnot. Opportunity came through yesterday, so I was able to knock that out and whatnot and receive some funds. And then actually, I wake up this morning and I see that I have an order to write a jingle for somebody, so I need to go look and see what's going on with that. But to God be the glory, you know what I mean? Like it's a blessing to be using all of my gifts and talents in this season. So yeah, um I don't know if there's anything else to announce. I mean, there's things that I'm working on, you know what I'm saying? I'm always cooking something. Um, but I'll let y'all know, that stuff when things get more finalized. So let's get into this conversation, okay? What is it? What's your motivation? So, my inspiration today for this topic, pretty much ultimately came from the prayer meditation that I listened to today. Um, Now, I noticed it had me thinking about my words and the things I say. I know throughout, as I was listening to it, one of the good challenges that the Soul Space app led me to do and think about this morning was everything that I had said in the last 24 hours and how that either encouraged or not people and myself and whatnot. And so, for the most part, I think, the words that I said in the last 24 hours, were edifying overall. I might have had a few conversations here and there that was kind of like, may not have been the most uplifting. But I don't think I said anything that was not particularly uplifting or something like that. So, but at the same time, it was a convicting moment because it was helping me to think about and, reflect on these things. And I guess how important it is, the things we do and say. And so at some point, um, the prayer meditation did mention, thinking about what your motivation is, X, Y, and Z behind the things you say and do. And obviously, as an actor, that's, it's a funny cliche line to hear, an actor say, "What's my motivation?" And usually they will be either asking a director or a writer or somebody along those lines of what basically the motivation for their character to say or do whatever it is. And it was interesting because as I looked into that to be able to share it with y'all this morning, I came across a blog, and it was, I guess, a blog post or article, and it was called "What's My Motivation" by Jenny Jarvis. And if I take from a quote that she wrote, she says, "I needed to look at the script that I was given and analyze it in order to make the role my own." And so, yeah, that's usually how it is. Usually you're given a script and you have to analyze it and do all these things to figure out your character's motivation, right? It's not becoming, or it's not the best thing for an actor to do, to come and just ask for someone to give them that information. They need to like do a deep dive and into, you know, the script and everything like that, and to create the character, right? But the interesting thing is, even as I wrote down that quote to share with you all, I guess I was reminded that this thing with God is the complete opposite of that, right? Like, again, Jenny Jarvis is talking about, uh, you know, creating this thing on her own, right? Um, but God wants us to, I guess, ask him what the motivation is. Like, what is his motivation for us to do whatever it is? If you don't know, right? So that's one thing that came into my heart and mind this morning as I was reflecting on this question: what is your motivation? And then, of course, like I said, we have to go back and to tap into, like, why are we doing the things we do? Why are we saying the things that we're saying? You know, yes, we should be saying and doing things that are going to edify ourselves and others. But overall, if you're noticing that you're not saying and doing things that is edifying, again, yourself and others, then the next thing to do is to figure out why and what your motivation is. So yeah. So let's get into the Bible. Let's see what the Bible has to say. So James 1 and 5, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. So that pretty much just piggybacks on what I said a moment ago. God does want us to come to him. Like, an actor probably shouldn't go up to a director or a writer and be like, what's my motivation? You know, even though they do it and it's one of these things, it's like a joke, right? But for real, if you're a real actor, you would do a deep dive into the script, like Jenny James or Jarvis says, right? However, on the flip side, as a believer, right, if you don't have wisdom about a certain thing, then yeah, you can go to God for the wisdom. So, you know, I just throwing that in there in the midst of this conversation. Um, if you don't have motivation in general, like, let's just talk about life in general, like, not getting deep into the other stuff yet. So let's just say life in general. If you have no motivation for you in your life, you know, you're like, I don't know my purpose. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what God wants me to do. All these different type of things. These are things that you can go to the Lord and ask him, you know, and so you can get the wisdom, and so you can get the knowledge, and so you can get the understanding to move forward. But on the flip side, let's talk about this thing of the things we do and the things we say. So Ephesians 4 and 20, either 29 or 24, because that's the way I write. So y'all can go confirm it. But it's one of those. Basically, it says, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. So there you go. Like, this is the type of stuff we should be saying. You know, not letting corrupting talk come from our mouths, X, Y, and Z. Now, do we do this? My observation is no. But can we do this? Do we have the ability to do this? Yes. So here it is in the Word of God, saying plainly not to let corrupting, you know, talk come from our mouths, and for the most part, do our best to, you know, say things that are going to be building people up. And as it says here, also as fit the occasion. So this reminds me of, what is that verse that says, like, basically, I guess, having wisdom to know how to talk to anybody about anything. I'm paraphrasing what that verse says, but yeah, like, it's wisdom to be able to, and again, I mean, we have to seek God for the wisdom to be able to know how to talk to people, and things of that nature. Like, you know, sometimes you may have to give, you know, tough love, right? But then sometimes you may just have to give it with a little bit of grace and honey, you know. But all of it, right? Everything you say should be said in love, though, regardless. But yeah, just something to think about. That's something to think about as we think about, the things that we say. So then we have First Corinthians 4:7. It says, "For who sees anything different in you? What do you have that you did not receive? If thou if then you received it, why do you boast as if you did not receive it?" Ooh, that might be Pope, y'all. That might be something we don't like or want to hear. It's like putting us in our places, At the end of the day, none of us can puff ourselves up and be like, oh, I'm this, I'm that over anybody. Because at the end of the day, the freedom and all the stuff that we have is a gift. And we received it just like anybody else can receive it. And so, again, this should, I guess, help us think about again our motivation for the things we say and the things we do. I came across another verse that talks about like how letting other people lift you up and stuff like that. Like and I say this all the time too. It's like if you have to puff yourself up and be like, oh, I'm so this, I'm so that, then you're probably not whatever it is. It's just much better in my humble opinion. And it is a Bible verse that I didn't write it down, but I did come across a Bible verse today that reiterated this idea that it's better for someone else to speak highly of you than for you to be going around puffing yourself up or whatever. And again, I guess this comes up in the midst of this conversation of what's your motivation, right? Like, why are you saying and doing the things that you're doing? Like, I think that's the overall question that we should be asking ourselves, just in general, if you find yourself again, yes, saying things that aren't edifying to you or someone else, then yeah, ask, what is my motivation of saying this? Like, why am I saying and doing this particular thing? It's not beneficial to me, nor to another person or whatever. Like, if you can discern that much, then hopefully you can start to understand like what is the underlying root of, not to say the problem, but like the speech, the things you're saying, the things you're doing. Speaking of that, we got Luke 6:45. It says, "The good person out of the good treasure of his heart produces good, and the evil person out of his evil treasure produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks." So there you go, friends. I mean, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's why that's why it's important to know your motivation. Look, now all of a sudden I'm coughing again. But I mean, I'm still doubling down and saying that, yeah, I mean, this is why it's important for us to know our motivation. Because at the end of the day, again, if you're saying evil and doing evil and speaking evil and everything like that, then that means it's coming out of your heart. Evil is coming from your heart. And, there's only two fathers, at least, that are addressed in the Bible. So either there's the father of evil or lies, and then there's the father of truth and love and all of that. And again, you'll know them by their fruits. So again, today, I hope that nobody's listening to the sound of my voice and speaking evil and doing evil and all that type of stuff. But if you are, right, I hope that that this encourages you and inspires you to, seek your motivation, seek the Lord for wisdom in regards to how to do things a little bit differently. And like I said, ultimately, I guess that's the juice for today. Now, the Bible verse of today is John 12:8, and it says, "For the poor always ye have with you, but me ye have not always." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. It is currently 5:55. So I don't know if that's going to mean anything, but hey, go look it up in the Strong's Concordance or whatever. See if the Lord is speaking to us in this moment. Look at that, 5:55. And like I said, y'all, we gotta look up Bible, okay? I know it's easy to just Google 555 and then you'd be like, oh, angel numbers and all this other type of stuff. Bible, biblical wisdom. um, Today, like I said, the Miracle Lab, I'm supposed to be doing that later on this evening. I need to be rehearsing this script, y'all. Speaking of scripts, what's my motivation? I need to be rehearsing this script that I'm supposed to be doing on Sunday. And it's so funny because, not to say I'm intimidated by it or anything, but it's like, I don't know if I'm saying I'm dusting myself off with scripts. I mean, when the last time I had to do a script? That's a good question. Because, man, I guess it has been a while. Maybe I am dusting myself off when it comes to script. Well, scripts outside of myself. Oh, you know what? Okay, probably around the time with when I started doing Madam Miraculous again for Big Thinkers, I had to get into that script again. So that might have been the last time that I looked at a script and had to be like, oh, I need to get this down. And I know there's like a lot of cues when it comes to this particular piece that they have given me and whatnot that I'm supposed to be doing for the elementary group at the church. And so, yeah, I need to take some time to go ahead and start to secure that into my heart, soul, and mind and everything like that. Oh, I see I have someone tuning in. Let me see. Oh, this is Mama. Good morning. Good morning to my mother, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know if you just started tuning in, but this is the after show technically. Yeah, I just wrapped things up. What's your motivation? That is the topic for today. But you would always catch the replay, Mama. But yeah, that's my mama right here, y'all. There she is. Yeah, that's all going on. So yeah, I need to be studying that, and then like I said, the Miracle Lab is it's this evening, and that's about it, really. Other than doing some other stuff, I need to. I'm actually looking to some other stuff for the show this week, and so yeah, things to do. But I hope y'all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye.